Here we go. So they want us to solve that equation. Let me move it over. So this is quiz number 6. Question 1. 5x over x plus 4 minus 5 equals. And x minus 10 over x minus 4. All right. These were not easy. Harder than all that graph moving stuff. So, what do you remember? Let me give you just a second. See if you remember the first step. It's better than me just automatically doing it. Give me a second. Okay, what do we do? What do you do with these fractional ones? Common denominator, yeah. So remember you multiply through by the common denominator, which is both, you have both an x plus 4 and an x minus 4. They're both denominators, huh? So we multiply through by, let me get this out of the way here. So you have to multiply by x plus 4, x minus 4, and in the middle, x plus 4, x minus 4. And then over here in the right, x plus 4, x minus 4. Is that good? There? These guys will cancel. Right? Because that's the reason we're doing it. We're trying to take out, I always call it the hitman, taking out the denominators, is to help you remember to cancel. Like that. Anyway, so.
I had to go to the doctor for that. I had a divot in my eye because that rock came and took a chunk out of my eye.
Yeah. So anyway, so if that helps at all, I do have a math point here too. Because what I've seen over the years, I'm not just telling entertaining or trying to tell entertaining stories, but also over the years I've noticed people will do this part right there, they know what to do, but then they'll forget to cancel, and they'll have like all that stuff in the top. Remember, he's a hitman. His job is to take out denominators. That's why we're doing it, right? So let this happen, okay? And then we'll have 5x. X minus 4. Now in the middle, nothing's going to cancel. So just bring it, x plus 4, x minus 4 equals. Now over here, remember to let him do his job, right? He's there to take out denominators. Right? We're taking them out because we don't like fractions, right? You don't like fractions, I don't like fractions. We want them out of there. So take them out. Okay. We good to there? See how there's no more fractions? See how we took them all out? So now it's still not an easy problem at all. These are tough. Then you got to distribute 5x squared minus 20x. Now how do you, look at that, that's just tough. How do you do that whole thing? I would let the minus 5 sit there and FOIL the rest. So if you FOIL the rest, boom, boom, get x squared minus 4x, boom, boom, plus 4x minus 16. Whoops. Equals. And the other side, boom, boom, x squared plus 4x, boom, boom, minus 10x minus 40. Okay with all that? Foiling out everywhere in the world? These are so long. And we still got more. Now I've got to take this minus 5, and he's got to go boom, boom, boom. Well, actually, these guys will cancel, won't they? They just zero out. So he's going to go boom and boom. So what do we got? So 5x squared minus 20x minus 5x squared plus 80. Minus 5 times minus 16, that's plus 80, equals x squared plus 4x minus 10x is minus 6x minus 40. That's okay? This is probably like one of the toughest kind of questions on the next exam. And then these cancel, don't they? They just zero. Bless you. We get to there. So this is something really, it's going to take a lot of practice if you want to master these. So it's okay, I'll go to a fresh screen, bring that over there. So minus 20x, what was it? Plus 80 equals x squared minus 6x minus 40. Okay, so what now? I mean, where in the world are we, and what are we trying to do with this thing? One thing you want to have on your 3x5 card, probably, is the x squared game plan, because it comes up a lot. So whenever you have, I'll put it down here, x squared with an equal sign, step one is, anybody know? Writing that very neatly there. Get a 0 on one side. Step two, factor. With the parentheses, Step three, each one equals 0. So yeah, so that's what you want to do whenever you got x squared showing up on the scene. Right? When x squared rears its ugly head all of a sudden in the middle of the problem there. Now, when I say get a 0, I would get 0 on the opposite side. Yeah, let me write that a little more clearly, because it kind of matters. Get a 0 on the opposite side of x squared. So when you have x squared with an equal sign, here's the game plan. Step one, get a 0 on the opposite side from x squared. So you see what I'm talking about. Where's the x squared? Which side is the x squared on? The right side. So which side am I going to make 0? The left side. So it's not always the right, it's not always the left, it's just always opposite of x squared. Whichever side x squared's on, leave him there, and make the other side become 0. So I'm going to go plus 20x minus 80. See how that's the opposite of both those? So that'll become 0. They'll both go away, become 0. But whatever I do to one side, I have no choice but to do the same thing to the other. And then what does that give us? X squared plus 14x minus 120. We good to there? Now, so that's step one, get a 0 on the opposite side of x squared. Step two, factor. So how do we factor that thing? Diamond, right? The diamond thing. You guys are good at this. So you remember it's multiply to be, oh no, what am I doing? It's multiply to be the back number, add to be the middle. So multiply here, add here. What are two numbers? So you take the 120, and I would just, remember how you do this? You just take the 120 and just start dividing with your calculator. Divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 4, divide by 5, divide by 6. I'd get 60. Can 2 and 60 do it? No. Divide by 3, 3 and 40. Can they make the 14? No. Divide by 4, that'd be 30. Can 4 and 30 make? No. Divide by 5, what's that, 24? No. Divide by 6, what's that, 20? There it is. 6 and 20, huh? 6 and 20 can make the 14. And how do the signs go? Yeah, bottom bigger. Whatever sign's in the bottom goes on the bigger. So minus 6 plus 20 makes the plus 14. They multiply to be negative 120. So here we go. So now it factors. X minus 6, x plus 20. That's step 2, factor. And then step 3, set each one equal to 0 is what that says, right? Because the two things times to equal 0, either one could be 0 to make them times and be 0, huh? So either one. So I take the x minus 6 is 0, x plus 20. You do each one gets their own 0. Because two things times need to be 0. Either one could be 0. So that's positive 6. Just going to be opposite sign, huh? Negative 20. Is that okay? I just added 6 to both sides there, and I subtracted 20 from both sides there. Is that good? If you want to jump right from here to the answers, they're just going to be opposite every time, huh? So pause. So they want you to type in 6, negative 20. Is that good for number 1? That's number 1. That's all that. That's so long. 6, negative 20. That number 1 took practice exam ahead of time. Let me show you real quick. The plane flies. So what equation do we use for travel? Trains, planes, cars, what do we always use? Yeah, the dirt equation. D equals, had a student 25 years ago, I think it was. He said, the dirt equation, Mr. Heron, the dirt? Sure, that works. So, it's like the word dirt, D equals RT, and the plane flies 440 miles. Oh, this is with the wind and against the wind. Did we do one of these before? These are a little tricky. What do you always do when they're doing with the wind and against? You have to make with be the plane plus, because it adds to your speed when you're with it. And against, when you go against the wind, it's the plane speed minus the wind. Because it subtracts. And those go in the middle 2 rate boxes. So you might want to just put this one right on your 3x5 card. So you're just ready to go. It's how you always do the plane with the wind, against the wind kind of thing. Okay. So now let's put in some data here. What does it say? 440 miles with the wind. That's the distance with the wind. 340 miles against the wind. That's the distance against the wind. Speed of the wind is 25. So let's get rid of this W. It's now the mystery of W is over. We know W is 25. So that's P plus 25, P minus 25. Now, how do we get those boxes on the right? What's that? How so? Do you know it's going to be divide? D over R. Yeah, right. It's because, remember the equation up there has an equal sign, right? It's D equals R times T, and I'm trying to find T, so if you want T, you divide by R. See, T is D over R, isn't it? So T will be D over R. So this will be 440 over P plus 25, and this one will be D over R, 340 over P minus 25. Everybody good there? See what I did? Okay. So I solved for T. I found T because it's D over R. I mean, there's a relationship between those. Now, what do I do now? Same length of time. That means these two are equal. I'm going to write 440 over P plus 25 must equal 340 over P minus 25. They have to be equal because the times are equal. They just said that. This trip they're talking about with the wind and the one coming back against the wind, they are done in the same length of time. So those 2 time boxes must be equal to each other, huh? Remember, this is the time. These are under T. They're the time, and the times are equal. So now I can solve this. Remember, you cross multiply, diagonal, diagonal, to solve that kind of thing. If you just have one fraction on each side, you don't have to do the hitman kind of stuff. You can just go diagonal, diagonal. Is that okay to there? So I'll go fresh screen. We've got to finish this up before we're out of time here. P plus 25 is 340 over P minus 25. Yeah. Okay, can you cross multiply there? So cross multiply, diagonal, diagonal, 440 P minus 25, 340 P plus 25, distribute, 440 P minus, somebody have a calculator? What's 440 times 25? Oh, is it 11000? 11,000? Okay, boom and a boom. 340 P plus, add 2 zeros and divide by 4. I don't know. 8,500. Thank you. Okay. Now we have the letter on both sides. Let's get rid of the lower one, huh? Subtract 340p. Gonzo, so that'll leave us with, what's that, 100p minus 11,000 is 8,500. Add the 11,000. Gonzo. $19,500. Last step. Divide by 100. Boom. Takes out those two zeros. P is 195. That plane is flying at 195. Is that what they asked me? The speed of the plane, yeah, 195 miles an hour on that. Is that making sense?